Few hours later, Dike started vomiting blood. He slumped and passed out immediately. Agbara started screaming and shouting, calling for the attention of the villagers. Nanya became scared because she knew she was the one that prepared the food. The village chief asked who prepared the food. Agbara pointed at Nanya and accused her of poisoning their husband. Some villagers didn't believe Agbara because they know the kind of person she is. But the whole evidence was pointing at Nanya and her daughter, so the village chief had no other option than to banish them from the village. Meanwhile, Dike didn't die. Agbara found out that the charm did not kill Dike, but he was struck with an unknown sickness. Agbara thought that someone might have seen her with the charm, so she asked her daughter Nkoli. Nkoli agreed seeing her with the charm, but decided not to confront her about it. Agbara already accomplished her mission by chasing Nanya and her daughter out of their life forever. She didn't care whether Dike lived or died, as long as she has no one to share her husband or her husband's property with her. Nanya and her daughter had no place to go or sleep, so Ugonna remembered the old woman's hut. She took her mother there and spent the night at the hut. When they fell asleep, the old woman appeared to Ugonna in her dream and introduced herself. She said her name is Imerima and that she is a spirit. She told Ugonna that she will help her in her condition, that she just needs to do one thing. Imerima instructed Ugonna to go at the back of the hut, that she would see the river again, and that she should fill up a pot with the river water and carry it to the home that they were banished from, and exchange it with Agbara's pot of water that looks the same with the one she will carry. Ugonna woke up with fear, but she didn't tell her mother about the dream. She decided to ignore it. The next night, Ugonna fell asleep, but the old woman appeared to her again and repeated the same thing she told her the previous night. She also instructed her to leave very early in the morning when no one is awake, that she will guide and protect her through the mission. Ugonna woke up with fear again and thought about the dream. She made up her mind and decided to do what the old woman instructed her to do. The next day, Ugonna prepared for her mission. She went at the back of the hut and surprisingly the water appeared. She fetched it with the pot just like the old woman instructed her and left very early when no one was awake. When she got to Dike's house, she sneaked into Agbara's kitchen and replaced her pot of water with the one she came with, and she made sure she replaced it with the one that looked exactly the same and sneaked out immediately. Back at Dike's home, Dike was still very sick with the mysterious illness. Agbara do take care of him sometimes. All she does was make sure she feeds him. One day, Agbara decided to cook for everyone. She used the water that Ugonna brought to cook, not knowing what is coming for her. After cooking, she served the meal, fed her husband, ate hers and slept off. When she woke up, she couldn't find her husband in his hut. She ran out and saw her husband cutting grasses. She was so surprised and stunned, she couldn't utter a word. When Dike saw her, he asked her where Nanya and her daughter is. She started narrating everything and told Dike how Nanya poisoned and wanted to kill him. But he didn't believe any word from her mouth and kept questioning her about Nanya and her daughter's whereabouts. All of a sudden, Agbara started screaming like a mad woman. Her screams caught the attention of the villagers. They all gathered around, and Agbara started confessing and said everything she did to Nanya and her daughter, of how she maltreated them, how she tried killing Ugonna and her mother, and how she poisoned the food Nanya cooked for Dike. Dike and the whole villagers were surprised at the confession. The village chief banished Agbara and her daughter Nkoli from the village, never to step foot into the village ever again. Dike and some villagers went in search of Nanya and her daughter to bring them back home. After some days of searching, they finally found them and apologized for accusing them wrongly and begged them to come back to the village. Nanya and her daughter accepted the apology and followed them back home. Ugonne knew that it was because of the water that Agbara cooked with that made Dike regain his health back and also made Agbara confess to her evil doings. She decided to keep everything to herself. Dike loved Nanya and her daughter Ugonne more, and they lived happily ever after. Ugonne thanked Mirima in her heart for bringing peace and happiness back in their life, and she will forever remain grateful to her. Moral of the story: it pays to be good, kind, and humble.